I've talked to Phil countless times, and whenever I bring your name up, because Lisa and I are friends also, he always says how much he loves Lisa, so Phil's a big fan of yours too. So your first day here, Lisa brought a purse to the pro shop, and you're like, putting it away. Do you remember this? And you're like, okay, I'll just open this drawer up here and put my purse in here. But what was in that drawer?
So, I have a big old purse, huge thing, so Phil's like, just stick it under the counter there. So I swing it under there, not knowing what's under there, and the clatter of bottles. It was like, just they were all flying everywhere. And he looks at me and goes, do you drink? I said, of course, I'm English. And that was it, we've been friends since.
Thank you, Lisa. So, we all love this guy so much, but what is it about him? What is it? I'm going to open it up to you guys to just yell out attributes that Phil Sheridan has and bring us back to that pro shop, every day. What is it? Funny. Genuine. Kind.
I think he's a closet intellectual.
Closet intellectual.
Exactly. She went to she went to Kenyon College. That woman is intellectual.
His early history doesn't fit. I'm just telling you, it doesn't fit.
What is it? We were talking earlier that no matter where you go, you meet people.
Well, so I met Phil when I was 23 and he was 33. And I left the insurance business, thank you. And so I went to Casa Tiempo, met Julie, thank you. And so Phil and I were friends at that time. In fact, he introduced me to a German gal. Do you remember her? Let's not go there.
Good thing Julie is a girl.
No, but so anyways, everywhere I went, when I went over to Casa Tiempo, and there's all kinds of club parties and so I always took Phil. I didn't have anybody else to take, so I took Phil. And
the romance continues.
Yeah. And so once there was that initial introduction, the next time anything happened, they invited Phil, and they said, Brian, why don't you come too? Seriously. And that includes Julie's parents. I think the only way I got away with Julie, because she's 10 years younger than me, is that they wanted Phil to come and said, bring Brian too. So everybody I introduced him to, whatever it was, whatever walk of life, it didn't matter. He finds a common thread. So one quick little story. So it may not be that quick, but I played in the Trans Miss Amateur back in my college days, and I met a gal there from Hutchinson, Kansas, and it was a long distance romance and blah blah blah, and then fast forward, came back here, so on and so forth. Julie played at the same golf course, Hutchinson Prairie Dunes, in the women's U.S. Amateur just after we were married in 1980. I mean, 2 weeks after we were married. So I played there in 73, she played there in 80, and the same gal was there. She was married, but she calls me and says, where are you coming, are you gonna stay, blah, blah. So anyway, saw her there, and Julie, we just married, all was rosy. But anyway, so a few years later, she comes to San Francisco, and she calls and says, me and my husband are here in San Francisco, we'd love to see you. So I told Julie, she wasn't overly excited. But anyway, so we told her to come down, we have a barbecue, come down to our house. And so that they come down, and I call Phil, I said, Phil, this is really awkward. I said, what's her face is coming down with her husband. And I said, this is not looking pretty. I said, can you come over? And Phil says, yeah, I'll come over. So Phil comes over, and so it's Lori, her husband, Harlan, Julie and I, and thank God Phil shows up. And this guy Harlan was a stick in the mud. I mean, he wasn't drinking, he wasn't doing anything. I'm thinking this is tough. So anyway, so Phil comes over and we're sitting there. Things are moving really slow, and Phil goes to Harlan, says, "So Harlan, you're from Hutchinson, Kansas?" And he goes, "Yeah." And Phil goes, Catholic church there, St. Joseph's. You ever been there? Phil goes, Harlan goes, yep, go there all the time. He says, Father O'Flannery's, he's still the pastor? Harlan goes, he sure is. He started drinking. He and Phil went outside. They both got smashed. I mean, it turned out to be a perfect evening. True story.